These days, being able to focus is almost like having superpowers. People who can focus on one thing for hours are very rare, and it's not a surprise that they get so much more done than other people. You could focus more on many things, like school, work, or a hobby. You can get what you want faster if you can concentrate. What's stopping you from focusing? I'll tell you what you can do to make it better today. While you watch the video, I know you're putting things off, but I'll make it worth your while. Take a pen and paper with you and write down some important things you learned from this video. This is how you can get the most out of your time spent putting things off, and buckle up, because it's going to be a long one. Let's jump in. There are two kinds of focus: centered focus and scattered focus. Scattering focus means putting attention in a lot of different places. It looks like this person is trying to do a lot of things at once, like cleaning the house while talking on the phone or cooking dinner. This is also how most people act when they're trying to focus on one thing, but their mind is wandering to something else. They pay attention to a lot of different things at once. Your brain is not very good at switching between things at once, which is a problem with this way of focusing. In other words, moving from one task to another doesn't happen very quickly. Your brain has to put the bigger picture of what you're doing into your working memory first. You make your brain load and reload meaning over and over when you keep moving your attention from one thing to another. In the end, moving around wastes a lot of mental energy and leaves you tired without getting much done. On the other hand, centered focus means focusing on one thing and ignoring everything else. You should try to reach this goal, and this is how successful people direct their attention. They focus on one thing at a time like a laser beam, and do that one thing to the best of their ability, ignoring everything else. So what can you do to keep your mind from wandering? It's easy. You should try to get rid of all the things that could distract you, and stay away from anything that might make it hard for you to concentrate. Take a look at it this way. Let's say you can use 5 units of focus at any time. In other words, you can do whatever you want with those 5 units. For instance, you could use them all to study, which would help you focus on that task. Suppose your mom walks in while you're studying and tells you that dinner will be ready in 45 minutes. Even if you were really focused and the conversation only lasted 10 seconds, your attention is now split. Dinner will be on your mind, and you won't be able to concentrate as well as you did before. At that dinner, one of the focus units was used, taking it away from the time you are learning. Before you can fully get back on track, it will take some time, and you'll waste your emotional energy in the meantime. Interestingly, you probably always have a mother who is just as distracting with you. That little thing on your phone is the biggest anti-focus machine there is. This phone beeps, rings, and vibrates every time you get a new message. That sound alone is enough to take your attention away from what you were doing. But you'll probably check your phone quickly whenever you're bored, even if it's on quiet. This will keep your attention split. Of course, this doesn't mean you should get rid of your phone or anything. I'm just saying that when you need to focus on something, you put it somewhere that you won't be able to see it or be distracted by it. However, mobile phones aren't the only thing that can take your attention away. That could be caused by a lot of things, but your phone is likely the main one. The goal is to be aware of the things that could confuse you and stay away from them. The way your body works could also be making it hard for you to concentrate. This is not something that is often thought about, but you need to take care of your body if you want your mind to work at its best. If you sleep less than 7 hours a day, it will be hard for you to focus. Getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep, on the other hand, has been shown to help people concentrate better during the day. Exercise should also be done every day, thanks to chemicals like serotonin, dopamine, and neoprene coming out. Working out makes it easier to concentrate on difficult jobs. Even a short walk around the block is enough to earn you bonus points. I'm not talking about running a race. Water is also very important if you're going for a walk in the woods. You may have noticed that it's hard to think straight when you first wake up. One reason is that you hadn't had anything to drink in over 8 hours. That means you're slightly thirsty. What you eat is also very important to how well you do. If you eat a lot of bad food or drink soda, you're hurting your brain. Foods that are high in sugar make it hard to focus and think clearly. You might wish to look into some better food options. For that reason, take care of your body if you want to concentrate better. Let's look at some ways to pay more attention. Keeping your mind on one thing is a skill. You can train your attention just like you would any other skill. The more you do it, the better you get. You might only be able to concentrate for 10 minutes at first. As you do that every day, though, your concentration will get better, and you'll be able to do it for longer. If you can't focus for hours, that's okay. After some practice, you can get better at directed attention. One of the best ways to improve your attention is to set aside time every day. When you focus very hard on one thing, you want to create attention as a normal behavior. Many of us are waiting for the right time, when everything is in its place, when we're inspired, and when all the stars are in the right place, before we go try to concentrate. That is not the right way to do things. Instead, it's much better to set aside a time each day to work on one thing for as long as you can. You should then make sure you don't waste that time. Morning, about an hour after you wake up, is the best time to concentrate. That's usually when you're fully awake, and your mind isn't busy with other things that need your attention. Plus, there aren't many other things going on at the time, and all of your focus units are ready to be given out. A lot of artists, writers, and thinkers in the past have used this time of day. What about the afternoon, though? Now you see why, if you had a busy day, your brain is very active, and your attention is spread out in many different ways. That's why mornings are better for concentrating. After all, your brain has been asleep for 8 hours. So, if you decide in the middle of an afternoon full of distractions to focus on something that requires a lot of thought. When you're learning, for example, it will be hard to concentrate because your mind will be on other things. Because of this, such efforts will often fail. Late in the day, though, that doesn't mean it's hard to remember things. Just give your brain a break, which you can do by taking a correct break. The point is that it's hard to focus on something for a long time without getting tired of it. And it's tiring whether you're focused on one thing or many things at once. That's why you need to rest your mind every once in a while. But this is where most people sleep. So, taking a break doesn't mean pulling out your phone and scrolling through Instagram, YouTube, or whatever. You're still mentally active and engaging your brain. In this way, it drains your mental energy instead of restoring it. You should take a walk, relax, or maybe even take a nap instead. Because they're not as exciting, these things let you disconnect and start recharging your mind. Although it may sound dull, you should let yourself be bored and give your mind some space. Of course, a mental break isn't just for when you need to shift your attention from being scattered to being focused. This technique is also very helpful when you want to keep focusing very hard for longer. Think of it this way. You've been running for an hour straight without stopping. After that, you'll take a 15-minute break and then run for another hour. A. You can sit down, take it easy, and do nothing for 15 minutes. B. You can jump rope and do burpees for 15 minutes. Option A makes the most sense since you don't want to put in any more effort. After all, you want to be able to run for an extra hour. Running is a metaphor for focusing in this case. You don't want to add more excitement to your time of concentration after an hour. If you watch TV or browse the internet, your mind will get tired. Discover a hobby that you enjoy, that won't keep your mind active, and that will help you relax. The first kind of focus is scattered focus. The second kind is guided focus. You want to stay focused on one thing and not get sidetracked. Next, staying away from distractions is the best way to keep your mind clear. Things that come up during your work drain your focus because your brain has to restart the information every time. This makes you mentally tired. Third, look after your body. Your mind needs to be in good shape for you to maintain good physical health. That means making sure you get enough rest, work out daily, drink enough water, and watch what you eat. 4. Being able to focus is a skill. It's okay if you can't concentrate right now. Focusing can be trained like any other skill, and with time, you'll get better at it. 5th, make it a habit to focus every day. Do not wait for inspiration to strike. Instead, plan a time during the day to concentrate very hard. The best time is in the morning, when there aren't many distractions and your mind isn't already full of other things. 6th, make your brain work better. Let your brain rest by going for a walk or taking a nap. Don't do anything exciting like surfing the web. This is very important if you want to concentrate later in the day. 7th, remember to take breaks often because focusing gets old really quickly. So give your mind a break and you'll be able to concentrate for longer. Just make sure you're really resting and not just mentally exciting yourself. 8 of them use the Pomodoro method. This is the best way to combine focused work with regular breaks. If you do nothing else, make this a daily habit. This is the end of the video. Thanks for watching, right up till the end. I hope you've liked it. If you did, please like and subscribe to this channel.